Hi guys, it's your girl Tiffany Carter, Tiffany S. Carter, and guess what, guys? Today, I have an amazing special guest for you. You don't want to miss this. This is gonna be so exciting because I don't want to give everything away, but this guy, I was like, from all that you've done, I thought you were a little older. He was like, no. But you know what? I love it. I love people that are doing amazing things in the community. I love people that are just thinking outside of the box. And not only are they thinking outside of the box, they're making history and doing all types of things. So without further ado, this trailblazer, I had to bring him to the platform because when I watch great people just doing amazing things like regular people, I just know, like I seen them in school and I'm like, hey, you doing something amazing out here. And I wanted to bring Dr. Sydney Freeman to this platform. But just before we get into that, I wanted to tell you a little bit about Mr. Freeman here because, I know he's going to introduce himself. But first of all, he's been married for 12 years. How do I know? Because I was at their wedding. 12 years to my awesome friend and sister. Well, we grew up together, Linda Freeman, and they both attended Oakwood. He went to a school, Pine Forge Academy, I want to say, and then he could elaborate and tell you more where he come from. But Dr. Freeman is actually a full professor in the College of Education, Health and Human Sciences at the University of Idaho. Yeah, we're like the potatoes, Idaho, not Iowa, but Idaho. I know it's corny. Look, that's my corny joke. But without further ado, let's get this real conversation. And please share this video. Go on YouTube. You can watch this video and share with your friends because guess what? It's some heroes in our community and they're going to be right here. It's where real conversations are happening. And guess what? All of you guys are part of the conversation. So let me go on and bring Dr. Freeman to this conversation right quick. Hi, Dr. Freeman.
How are you? Good evening.
Good evening. So you already know that I've been trying to have this conversation, with you or your wife, because both of them are great. All right. So, with the bishop of the home first. But because, what I'm saying, it's too many doctors floating around in their household. So I just wanted to get one at a time. So, because both of y'all are doing some amazing things, honestly. And I'm so proud of you guys in the community. But please tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from. Who is Sydney Freeman first, without all the other stuff?
All right. Well, thank you, Tiffany, for this opportunity to be here. It is an honor to be on your platform. So I'm originally from New Jersey, from Camden, New Jersey. Then I went to a school called Pine Forge Academy, which is one of 4 historically Black boarding academies. So what that means is that I've been away from home since the age of 14. And wow. So I stayed on a high school campus in a rural community. And one of the special things about Pine Forge is that it was a part of the Underground Railroad. And so it's an amazing plot of land that produce great people. And so after I finished my high school years, then I went to Oakwood College at the time, and I majored in interdisciplinary studies with emphasis in business management, public relations, and vocal performance. I did get out in 4 years, excuse me. I did get out in 4 years. And after that, I was a student activist on campus. And so I knew I wanted to stay in higher ed. And Auburn allowed me to come and earn my master's there. I did that 1.25 years. And then within 4 years, I earned my PhD in higher education administration. And I was 26 when I got that. And then after that, I went on and worked at Tuskegee University. and I was a director of their teaching and learning center in their veterinary college. And one of the interesting things about that, it's if your audience doesn't know, what's special is that Tuskegee produces 75% of all Black veterinarians to this day. And so it's, it was an honor to work there. Did that for 3.5 years, but I wanted to become a professor. And so the University of Idaho opened up its doors for me to have the opportunity, and have been here for the last 5 years. So I just completed my 5th year here at the University of Idaho.
So I'm gonna slow you down a little bit. So because he said a whole book of stuff. I know some people somewhere was like, I need to get started somewhere because this brother is moving. Okay, he's not moving slow. He's moving pretty fast. So, and I love these type of people. So, okay, you went back. First of all, you said you was at Oakwood, which I forgot. You were an Aeolian. Aeolians is like this world-renowned choir at Oakwood, which Adventists are known for music. I forgot you could sing. See, I forgot that part. You keep adding parts. I keep forgetting parts. So you have to reiterate. But then you said some statistics of with the veterinary school down at Tuskegee. That, I heard that once before from one of my friends. And so for you to give that, elaborate. Only reason I said that because some child could be listening to you, and you actually pinpointed a school that accept us. You understand?
Yeah.
Telling you. So that was a good little,
Yeah, and so one of the great things about Tuskegee is that essentially where would 75% of our Black young people go if they wanted to be veterinarians? So it's showing you that HBCUs are relevant and needed because we provide doors that are open for our Black young people and of all ages.
Right. And so then you said you went to Auburn. So, you went to some nice schools. So tell us about your experience there.
Yeah, Auburn, one of the things that I appreciate about Auburn is Auburn was a institution that had resources. And so most of my experience has been at institutions that were under-resourced in one way or the other. But Auburn was one I didn't appreciate as much as I could have or should have at while I was there. But Auburn was a place where I felt supported. I felt supported academically, and I would say that a lot of the molding of me as an academic and as a scholar came from Auburn. Oakwood, what was special about Oakwood was Oakwood reinforced who I was as a Black person, right? So I knew who I was. I wasn't questioning whether I was any less than the white person right next to me. Oakwood and Pine Forge instilled that confidence in me. But as we talk about becoming a scholar, because of attending Auburn for my master's and doctorate, that was kind of the shaping of me as a scholar.
Cool. Awesome. Well, and of course you said Oakwood. I said you're gonna have to bring Oakwood because you brought out some stuff that I didn't even know about Pine Forge. Like you said that it was a part of the Underground Railroad, and even that's important because just like Oakwood, it was slaves on the same place that kids learn. It was slaves there. So that's interesting. You bringing out you doing what I thought you was gonna bring out a lot of history because I never knew that about Pine Forge, that it was a part of the Underground Railroad. Can you elaborate on that? What else we don't know? Tell me something else.
Okay, so part of the Underground Railroad, the whole concept of the Underground Railroad was that it was kind of metaphorical, as it was essentially slaves from the South that would have different stops, which would be houses and buildings or whatever, where they could hide away from slave catchers. Mm-hmm. And so the idea was to get above the Mason-Dixon line, so above Maryland, Pennsylvania, get to New York and higher, and hopefully to Canada to achieve complete freedom, right? And so so when we're talking about Pine Forge, the land and plot that was owned by Quakers, and those Quakers, that land was the Quakers were a part of the abolition movement, and so they were ones that were those who created some spots for blacks to go through and try to hide them so they could get to freedom. And so imagine you have a plot of land in rural Pennsylvania that is only an hour west of Philadelphia that was set aside for Black people. And it's amazing history. So knowing who I am and those that have gone before has really helped me in all my pursuits and where I am. So, people are saying, how do you navigate a place like Idaho? Well, a part of that is knowing who I am. And so that's been very formative for me.
It's been my number one question to you. I'm like, well, but I'm getting there. Don't answer it now. I'm like, I'm getting there. How does life look there? But the most part, let's talk about some of these achievements, because I definitely want to edify you here, because I feel like this is a safe place, not just for everybody, but for people that look exactly like me. Like sometimes we're not edified of the things and how hard it is to even break through these barriers. You understand? But I see all this and I'm just thinking about not just the good and the rewards, how much work it took to get to these things. Because we may look at somebody's life and say, wow, Sydney's great on paper. He looks great on paper, but I know it's a lot of stories behind that, Yeah. So this one, it says you've written, Dr. Freeman has published nearly 100 scholarly and academic related manuscripts. Can you tell us one that stands out for you? Of all the 100, which one that just really like, this is what I'm going to do. This is just redefines my purpose that moment.
Put some respect on my name. One that I wrote, a article that I wrote with my good colleague, Dr. Ty Douglas, who works at the University of California, Berkeley, as their associate director of diversity and equity and inclusion. And so we really, as scholars, have had challenges with people respecting our academic titles and just acknowledging our place within the academy. And so we talk about the importance of acknowledging our academic title and acknowledging us as professors and as administrators on predominantly white campuses in particular, because when we show up to these environments, we don't just show up with ourselves, we show up with a community. And so respect all that was poured into me by my community and the work that we have engaged in to get here. And so that was one of the most powerful and more transparent articles where we were able to forthrightly argue that it was really important to acknowledge our academic credentials.
Awesome. I just like how you summed that up as far as put some respect on my name. You heard the man, put some respect on his name now. But I put some respect on it because you put the work in, and that should be respected and honored. But two, I see that you are the recipient. First of all, you've been to Jerusalem, Egypt, Israel. What does that look like? Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, you're asking that question at a really interesting time right now, where I had the opportunity to lecture at the Jerusalem College of Technology,
Mm-hmm.
and so I had the opportunity to be in Palestine and talk
Mm.
with individuals and the Palestinians, and also those who are Jewish in that community. And so it's really a as I'm watching what's going on over there, it's a profound moment having interacted with the people there. But it was a wonderful experience to speak in Israel, and I also had an opportunity to speak in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
My wife Linda was able to travel with me there. That was the first time we could go to Asia together, and we had a wonderful time there. Where else? Had the opportunity to speak at Oxford University, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. They had a chance right after, maybe a year or two after I had earned my PhD,
Mm-hmm.
to speak at a forum there. What was nice about that was I was the youngest. I was the baby of the group, and so it was, in my 20s, had the opportunity to lecture at Oxford. Was a great opportunity. And one other opportunity that kind of sticks out in my mind was I've had the opportunity, as a graduate student, had the opportunity to present and lecture at Harvard twice. So, uh,
I
so
read that.
yeah. So people will say, a black guy from Camden had the opportunity to do this, and all of those before the age of 35 is, to God be the glory.
Awesome. Awesome. Let me ask you a question that I ask all my guests. When you were 7 years old, are you doing what you thought you would be doing, or you're not?
No, this was
What did you
this
think you
was
were going
not.
to do?
I think I probably would have said I wanted to be a basketball player or something like that. That's right. I
Well,
mean,
I
that's what. Yeah,
mean, yeah.
that's what we want to do. So, I
But
mean, that's what's celebrated, right? So, what's celebrated
right.
in our community a lot of times is athletic prowess. But I'm glad that I'm in a position now to be an
Mm-hmm.
example of other options. Now, for instance, I have a doctoral student who works for the NFL Players Association. So so it doesn't have to be either or. He's a doctoral student, so it doesn't have to be either or. So you can
Mm-hmm.
still pursue your dreams as an athlete, but also be respected for your mind.
That's right. And that's awesome that you wrap that up, because I think that's a thing that I want to normalize more in 2021. Don't just use this for our bodies, but be into our minds. You know what I'm saying? What we deliver to the table. We don't just deliver sports. We deliver so much. We deliver inventions. We deliver paper, manuscripts, books, all those things. And so
Yes.
then, look, hold on. I have some more to ask guys, because this is his interview, honey. This is all about Dr. Sickney. So y'all gonna have to hold tight. Uh, but I wanted to ask you about, you was the recipient, recognized as one of the recipients of the accomplished under 40 for the year of 2020 by the Idaho Business Review. And I think that's a pretty big deal, talking about everything that I think of in my mind. That's a pretty big deal. So talk about that.
Yeah, so that was very humbling. So as you could imagine, there's not too many uh, black people who are earning that type of award, particularly in Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a distinct honor. I was nominated for the award by my state senator, who was the first African American state senator for our state of Idaho. And so for that to happen, it was a blessing. And mostly it's because I teach in the area of leadership. And so it was highlighting my work in teaching and developing leaders across the state.
Awesome. And so last year, your latest accomplishment, because this guy's been on the move. That's why he's on this platform. Because we want everybody who want to move. Now, I ain't saying that you're not on the move, but we want everybody that's doing something. And if I see you, if my eyes see you, I'm coming after you, right? So the prominent 2021 University of Idaho Mid-Career Faculty Award. And then tell us about your business, your business after you finish telling us about that, which would merge to that.
Well, I would like to acknowledge first that I don't know if you were going to talk about, were you going to talk about my faculty designation, the promotion, or should I say that now?
Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. All right. That's great. So I am the first African-American male to earn the rank of full professor at the University of Idaho. And what I mean, what that means is that in its over, 120 something years, there's not been a African American what I make a distinction, a descendant of slaves, because we've had others who are from Africa or from the continent, but I'm the first African American, a descendant of slaves here on this soil to have earned that rank. And what's also special about that is that I was able to do that in 5 years and 7 months. And so generally that's a 10 to 12 year process. And I was able to accomplish that in 5 years and 7 months. And so with that, this year I was also honored with being a mid-career, being one of the top faculty, essentially a mid-career faculty in our institution is considered one of the top faculty within the institution. And so I was deeply humbled to not only be nominated by leaders on campus, but to be affirmed by others across the university. I would also like to highlight that my wife, Linda, was promoted as a clinical associate professor in our medical education program. And from our knowledge, she's the first clinical first Black female, the first clinical associate professor, Black clinical associate professor at the University of Idaho in the medical education program. So I also want to acknowledge her trailblazing.
Absolutely,
her trailblazing being here. But I think there was one other thing you asked me.
I asked a lot of questions. I don't know which one. I get excited about people who come to me. I'm just like, in a time like this is a beautiful time. Not only, I know we look at all the other stuff, but look at how much we have at our fingertips, how much we have to change our lives. You understand? I see nothing but opportunity. I don't know about you, Sydney, but I see opportunity even in adversity. Yeah. That's a trailblazer. You have to.
Yeah, and we have to celebrate all wins right now. So it's so challenging out here. And, I don't have time to be hating on other people. It's time to listen. There's so much going on. We want to just celebrate, rejoice with those who are rejoicing. And so that's, I think a part of what I've said in other spaces is that I was the first, but I am working my hardest that I'm not the last.
There you go.
African American. And so I think that's really, really, really important. That's what it is. You asked me about my business.
Yes,
Please
tell us about your business.
Ask me about my business. And my business is, there's two businesses. So the first is I'll first talk about the for-profit, which you'll see my T-shirt here, Dr. Freeman LLC. Dr. Freeman LLC. If you go to DrSydneyFreemanJr.com, DrSydneyFreemanJr.com, you can see the business there, but it's a educational consulting business where we focus on faculty development, diversity and inclusion, and leadership development. So all those are the areas in which I focus on there. And so in addition to that, we have another business, a business that we started. One of the things that we've been able to do, my wife and I, is that we've been able to thrive in the pandemic. And so part of that thriving is having been able to start a ministry called the Liberation Movement. And so the Liberation Movement focuses on helping to decolonize Black minds in particular. And so freeing us psychologically, physically, socially, all those things through educational initiatives. And so we have a special program that we put on at the last Saturday of each month, called Saturday Soul. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's on my platform of if you go on Facebook, you can just type in my name, Sidney Freeman Jr., and it will be on that platform. You can also go to my YouTube page, and you can access that information on my YouTube page, which is Sidney Freeman Jr. there also. And if you go to my website, there's also, you can watch it live on my website. So we have over 30 pieces of original content, whether it's talking about decolonizing Black minds, if we're talking about issues in education, and interviews I have engaged with others on issues impacting the Black community. All those things can be found on my website.
And also, guys, it's in the comments, but you can't see it right now, but you'll see it once this video over, all of his information. But we want to say for our chat, Cheryl said the statement, respect all that was poured into me, is very profound. This is definitely Black excellence. I totally 100% agree. So inspiring. This is so inspiring. I'm telling you, after this video, and also my YouTube viewers, I will have this in the comment after the video is loaded, all of Sidney Freeman's contact information. And we thank you for blessing this platform, because we're grateful. And there you go, right there. It's showing up for me right there. Thank you, boss. So that's right there. You can find Dr. Sidney Freeman, and he's somebody you want to follow. These are good people. I told you he was married to my sister, my friend, and I am so proud of these individuals. Very humble people, very deserving people, and I know that God is going to continue, and you're going to have future projects. As much as Tiffany talks, bro, we're going to have you right on back and talk about some of this stuff on your internet, on your website. And I'm going to go on there and look, and hopefully all of our viewers, viewers said, I'm so proud of all that you have done, Dr. Freeman. Also, to include your wife, which her name is Linda Freeman, Dr. Linda Freeman. Look, excuse myself, Dr. Linda Freeman. And, I'm so proud of my friends, but they are good in the community. And I'm so proud of you guys and all that you're doing, and God's blessings on you. May your cup always overflow. Is there any challenge you would like to give these viewers before we head on out?
Yeah, thank you so much again, Tiffany, for this opportunity. It's always a blessing to be able to speak to people. I don't take it I don't take it lightly to have this opportunity to speak to those across the country. And what I would like to encourage us to continue to do is to lift as we climb, right? And so as we, it may not be that you're the first ever to do something, but it's wherever you are and what you do, make sure you teach others how you got there and how to do it. There's so many people that need that. We call it in my area of education, the hidden curriculum. What's the information that you've learned by doing and learned by mistakes that you can help with the learning curve for someone else. And it doesn't have to be someone younger than you. It could be someone that's older than you, but someone, what particularly for Black people, I think is really important that we continue to pour into one another and build Black institutions. So thank you so much, Tiffany, again for this opportunity. I see this as an institution. Tiffany Talks is an institution that's building and growing, and I'm glad to be a part of just one little part of this process. So thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for that. Yes, part of this process, and like we said, you will be coming back again. And please tell folks at the University of Idaho. Is it the University of Idaho, right? University of
Idaho. Yep, University of Idaho. Yeah, you're on it.
They got the best in the game, and the game and the best. So oh, you strong. There you go. Bye, bye, Sydney. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you,
guys. Well, this has been another real conversation where you are definitely a part of the conversation. And before we head on out, I have some wonderful, wonderful sponsors. I would not forget these sponsors, honey, because they would sponsor. So hold on one second. So, yes, Cleaning Advantage, that was brought to you by the Cleaning Advantage. If you need quotes, commercial quotes, your residential quotes, but really commercial quotes, go to Cleaning Advantage. You just saw, and hopefully you caught the information. Just pause it on down. And if you need any comment or contact information, just holler at your girl Tiffany Talks and tell them Tiffany Talks sent you. Now, again, next week, you do not want to miss the lineup. First of all, it is something that is amazing happening. First of all, you got to come back this Wednesday for a conversation. Then you need to come back Monday for those ladies of Forged by Fire, Built God Tough. Then I tell you another book is coming on June 1st. You better get that book. If you've been forged by the fire, honey, you better get that book, and the pre-orders will be out right on that website, and you can go and ask me, how can I get my pre-order? Because I promise you, this is going to be a bestseller. So, Forged by Fire, those ladies, I'm bringing some ladies that's going to share some amazing stories next Monday. Then next Wednesday, we have, guess what? It's 2001 was the year that I graduated from high school, and we're going to do a class reunion, Tiffany Talk style. So if you in the class of 2001 and you think you want to go on and join this train, you can go on, but I'm bringing a couple of my friends, a couple of my classmates, and I say at this point, we just family. I'm going to bring them to the stage of what they did do so much great. We're going to have Crystal Russell. We're going to have Dr. Linda Freeman. We're going to have Keisha Bauer. We're going to have John Porter. And we're going to have so many more others that said they're going to come on. And I'll name more on Wednesday. Don't forget to share this video, and don't forget to go on to YouTube. Show a girl a little some love. You want some real conversations. And guess what? You can be a part of this conversation if you have a business that you want to advertise. If it's something that you want me to promote, if you're doing great things or nominate somebody doing great, just let your girl know, and they can be right on this platform so we can hear their story. So do not miss. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I'll be back to you on this Wednesday with another real conversation where you are a part of the conversation. This is your girl, Tiffany S. Carter, and this has been another Tiffany Talks. Bye, guys.